Hello everyone, you are on the Mobi channel and I am glad to see you on my channel again. A new 63 episode of Skibidi Toilet was released a few hours ago, and in this video I will analyze it in detail. We will discuss a new kind of agent SPEAKERMAN, the return of the Plunger cameraman, the new appearance of a secret agent, and discuss the return of the Titan TV man. So put a like, let's get 15,000 likes, for the return of the legendary Plunger cameraman, and subscribe to the channel, because there are very few subscribers left to 200,000, we are starting. Episode 63 begins with the cameraman sitting on the cameraman's car shooting Skibidi opponents. The location in which they are located is similar to the one where we first saw the Titan Skibidi scientist. Apparently agents are actively attacking toilets. Also, this is the first episode in which we were shown a first-person view from the cameraman's car, plus everything. This moment is very similar to a computer game. Maybe it's a hint from DaFuq that after the series about Skibidi Toilet, he will release his own game? Personally, I would play it with great interest and relax after work. Would you like DaFuq to release its own computer game about Skibidi Toilet? Write about it in the comments, and also at the moment there are a large number of games in the Skibidi Toilet universe, and if you want me to review them, then also write about it in the comments. We continue. Next, the operator turns around and we see the second frame that the author of the series showed us in his Discord channel. By the way, I publish all new frames in my community tab, so be sure to turn on the bell so as not to miss all new recordings and videos. Next, Skibidi helicopters attack our operator with missiles. His vehicle explodes, and judging by what we see on the screen, the operator flies away a few meters from the blast wave. Then we see black smoke, and it's either smoke from explosions, or it's teleporting someone again. A few seconds later we see a frightened man running out of this smoke, the operator, and after him, a new ninja Skibidi Toilet runs out of the black smoke. This can be understood by the samurai helmet on his toilet, as well as his fast movements and fighting technique. Then the Skibidi ninja runs straight at our operator, but he is stopped by a paralyzing beam. Then the camera turns and we see the cameraman agent, who helped us not to become another victim of the Skibidi ninja. And also a brand new, cool character from the race of SPEAKERMAN appears. And let's give him a name in the comments, or how we will call him. I have several options. A berserk SPEAKERMAN, a cool SPEAKERMAN, a cold-blooded SPEAKERMAN, a knife-wielding SPEAKERMAN. Also write your suggestions, as we will call him in the comments. I also think it's a new kind of agent. I assume that in the future each race will have its own such agent. Next, this SPEAKERMAN activates his jetpack and pounces on the Skibidi ninja, plunging his sharp knives into the enemy. Next, we see a similar frame as in the episode where the SPEAKERMAN agents first appeared. The operator pulls his hand to help him get to his feet, and at the same time the operator's hand is shaking, and it seems that he is afraid of a new character. Or just his hand is shaking from the injuries. The berserk SPEAKERMAN refuses to lend a helping hand to the operator. Probably this moment was not just shown to us by the author of the series. Perhaps in the future this SPEAKERMAN will need help. He will also lend a helping hand and the operator will help him, after which the new SPEAKERMAN will become a little kinder to the operators. Then the operator gets up and we see the cameraman's car passing by. As you can see from this frame, the car has undergone an upgrade and changes. After all, this weapon was not previously located behind the car. This is exactly the place with the gun on the car where the cameraman was sitting at the beginning of the episode. Next, we see how the car is attacked by a hybrid of the big agent SPEAKERMAN and Skibidi Toilet. Let me remind you that we saw this hybrid in the last 62 episode. Only in this particular episode 63, a backpack and a large pipe appeared on his back. I will assume that it helps to hear this hybrid, because his ears are covered with headphones. Next, the hybrid easily lifts the car and throws it like some kind of ball. Perhaps this is also a reference to the last 62 episode, where the agents of the SPEAKERMAN and cameraman threw Skibidi Toilet as if it were a volleyball. Next, we see a frame of how the new SPEAKERMAN is already set up to crack down and destroy this hybrid and Skibidi helicopters. Also on this frame we can notice the jetpack of the new SPEAKERMAN. It does not look like the one that Agent Plunger cameraman had. This jetpack looks more updated and improved. But then, for unknown reasons, one of the Skibidi helicopters explodes and falls. The Skibidi hybrid does not understand what is happening, and we can understand this by the expression on his face. Then the same thing happens with the second Skibidi helicopter. Then he utters some phrase in the Skibidi language and he immediately gets hit on his face. And it happens so fast that we can't even figure out who it is, but the lightning bolts that he leaves behind make us understand that this is the glitch toilet technology. Also, over time, if you look closely, you will notice how after each blow, plungers remain on the hybrid's face. Then the blows become faster and stronger. The hybrid simply closes his hands from misunderstanding what is happening. And this pose resembles the one in the second Titan TV man stood in episode 47, when he was attacked by several Skibidi toilets and Titan G-Man. Next, we see the return of the legendary Plunger cameraman and, as we expected, he acquired glitch technology. But only this ability was not introduced into the agent himself, but left in the toilet, simply adapted it for the agent Plunger cameraman. Next, the glitch Plunger cameraman strikes a control blow on the hybrid, a big explosion occurs and then the agent flies up to the operator. And in this frame we can notice that the plunger of the cameraman controls the toilet like a joystick. There are also plungers on it and perhaps they are endless. Also in this frame, you can see a secret agent, he is again watching the Plunger cameraman. And also the cameraman's agent looks out to the right to look at the cameraman's plunger update. Then the camera turns and we see the cameraman's agent in a red shirt laughing at the cameraman's plunger update. By the way, I think this is the cameraman who was saved by Speaker Woman in episode 61. After all, the cameraman in 61 episodes also had a red shirt. Next, the updated glitch cameraman throws a plunger at him, the camera turns and the Plunger cameraman comes out of the glitch suit, if you can call it that, and shows the middle finger to the operator who mocked him. Next, another operator shows a thumbs up plunger to the cameraman, who in turn also shows a like to the operator. But in the background you can see how the Skibidi hybrid has woken up again and he is very angry. Next, an almost broken big SPEAKERMAN approaches him. He is so filled with rage that despite how much it hurts him, he jammed the hybrid and stuck something sharp, chainsaw-like object into the head of the Skibidi hybrid. Then the camera turns and we see a Skibidi bomber. I'm sure it flies to drop bombs on agents. But suddenly it is blown up and after the explosion we see how the Titan's cameraman and SPEAKERMAN fly, and with them the SPEAKERMAN helicopters and cameraman helicopters. And if you take a closer look at the flying Titan cameraman, then in his right hand you can notice something very big, either it's his jet hammer, or a new gun that works on the principle of cameraman tanks. And by the way, since their first appearance, and specifically since episode 53, we have not seen a tank in action, and his right arm also seems to have improved. Also when the Titans fly by we can see the flying ship of the agents of the SPEAKERMAN. We could see him in episode 24 and in episode 61. This is the end of the episode. And let's think about future episodes, specifically 64 and 65 episodes. In my previous video, I told you what could happen in season 21. If you haven't watched it, then be sure to look. In it I told you that season 21 will be dedicated to the return of old characters. And in the 63rd episode it happened, the legendary updated Plunger cameraman returned. Therefore, I assume that in season 21, the old characters will return. The cameraman Plunger has already returned, it remains to return the mechs to the scientist cameraman and the Titan TV man. Expect a new video soon. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.